Hello, bachcho. How are you all? Am I audible? Welcome to Amazon Academy. How are all of you? So this is, I think, totally English class, right? And we'll be discussing everything in English. So good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. Hi, Shivansh. Hello. दुबई से बच्चे जुड़ रहे हैं फ्रॉम दुबई. ओ माय गॉड. इंटरनेशनल क्लास, इंटरनेशनल लेवल क्लास, राइट? So give a quick attendance, and then we'll be starting our today's class. Yeah, today's class is for moving charges and magnetism. So बच्चों, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hi Shriram, quick attendance. Hi Suraj. So this is a pure English class, right? Pure Hindi class was at 9 in the morning. So I think lot of janta wanted that a pure English class should be there. So this crash course is also in pure English class. Hi Vyomesh. Yeah, let's study hard. Why not? Always study hard, I would say. Right? Why only today? All the time. Hi Vishal. Hello. Hi Tharun. I hope it's Tarun. I haven't heard Tharun. Tharun as if like Thanos, right? Okay. No problem, no problem. Hi, Harsh. So the contents of both the classes in morning and in afternoon they will be same, but the only difference is that in the morning we will be taking up the chapters in Hindi, and in afternoon we will be discussing that in English. Oh my God, Vishnuji is also there. Namaste to Vishnuji. Yeah, this is the first class for the new crash course. Yes, yes, yes. So how was your mains exam, bachcho? Any quick update of how your mains exam went? Was it good? I think the physics was pretty easy. Physics, it was expected that it will be very easy, and I think most of the physics papers were highly doable, right? Many easy questions, many very easy questions, and I think 50 plus marks in physics would have been achievable, right? Okay, okay. Right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I think some of the questions were quite hilarious as well, right? Focal length and radius of curvature relation, or focal length sign, positive, negative. They were a bit even too easy with respect to mains standard. So I think overall the papers, if I overall analyze the paper, then they were quite easy. I think 50 plus marks could have been easily scored, and I think overall the percentiles for particular marks will also depend on how good marks you are getting. You know, because if the paper is relatively easy, then overall the percentiles would come down for even good marks as well. So let's hope. For March attempt, my gut feeling is that papers will be around the same level, might be a little bit above, but it won't be towards the difficult side. It should ideally be a very easy to moderate difficulty level, right? I did 16 questions correctly. Good job. Good. So, bachcho, if we just go on to starting our today's discussion, let me tell you about myself. I hope many of you already know about me. My name is Ashish Gupta. I did my BTech from IIT Bombay, and I had decent enough marks in rank, bachcho. But I don't have घमंड. अब घमंड को इंग्लिश में बच्चों you can understand घमंड by saying that it was like bad ego or something, right? Yeah. So that word is in Hindi also, right? Uh, Now, live class best practices is join class on time, attend all classes, revise previous class topics, be polite, never spam, and use my doubt section to ask your doubts. System requirements is that you can use either Chrome or Firefox. We are not supporting Safari or Edge right now, and you can use Android version 6 and above. And you all obviously need some internet speed, so 5 Mbps and above speeds would work well. Now, bacho, before we start today's class, there is one quote which I wanted to share with you, because all of you must have given your mains exam, and uh, some of you have done well, some of you might not have done well. So I genuinely feel that it's very okay to not have done well. It's very normal to not have done well. But how do you respond to those situations is what tells me about you, right? So if you actually feel that you have not done well, and you keep on thinking on those lines that you cannot do well, then you will obviously not do well, right? But if you have not done well, and if you think, now no, let me try more, let me make the next attempt like the best attempt of my JEE mains attempts, and let me work hard on my mistakes, let me see what I have done, what type of mistakes I have committed, let me see what questions which were very easy which I have left, I could have done it the next time. And then if you work on yourself and you do well, that is what makes one successful, right? It's not about the brain, it's actually not about the genes, it's about your attitude. And that is one quote from Mr. Nelson Mandela: the greatest glory in living life is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Okay, so bacho, keep that spirit inside yourself, not only for this exam but also in your life. Okay, it's pretty okay to fall. Even I have seen many failures, even though I have a very pretty good resume, that good marks, good rank and whatever, but I've seen failures from very close quarters. But the main thing which I also try to inculcate in my life is not giving up at any moment, right? So please do take that into your attitude as well, and make sure that you do not give up at any moment of life. Okay, now bacho, so lesson structure for today quite straightforward: moving charges and magnetism. So Biot-Savart law obviously we have to discuss, Ampere's law and its applications we have to discuss, and then we will go on to discussing the force on a charged particle in magnetic field, and force on a moving, in fact force on a current carrying loop in presence of magnetic field, and torque on the same as well. Thank you, AS. Thanks, SS. So Biot-Savart law. So this is the first law that we are going to discuss today, bachcho, and it's pretty straightforward. I think most of you must be knowing about this. It gives us the idea of what is magnetic field due to a very small current carrying element, right? So I am basically going to assume some things that you know certain type of formulae, and we are going to focus. So how is this crash course different from what we had discussed a month back? Is that we are going to focus more on the type of questions that are going to be asked, and that is our assumption again, that from the analysis of previous year papers, and in fact this February attempt, what we feel is very important that we are going to discuss. And also there is one additional tarka, that you can say, additional thing that we are going to include, is that we will be revising the old topics as well in the upcoming classes. So like tomorrow I'm going to discuss these formulae which we are going to discuss today with you tomorrow as well. So I'll that way you will be able to revise many of the things, and then in future also we are going to keep on discussing, keep on revising. So all of you who keep attending these classes will have a very good view of how important these formulas are, and you won't be able to forget it so easily. Okay, so we won't let you forget those formulas. So this is the magnetic field, bachcho, and this is the magnetic field due to a small current carrying element, and that current carrying element has length dl. Okay, has length dl, and I current is flowing through this, right? What is r vector? R vector is basically this vector which is going to tell us at what point with respect to dl is this magnetic field going to be, right? So this angle is theta, and theta is the angle between dl and r. I think this is fine, right? So basically bachcho, what we can conclude from this formula is that direction of dB is given by dl cross r. Now this direction can be found out by right hand thumb rule. I hope all of you know what right hand thumb rule is. You put your right hand along dl and then curl so that your fingers reach r vector. So see where your thumb is coming out. Is it coming out to be into the board? Is it okay? Is it fine? Is there any concern, bachcho, that over here magnetic field is coming into the board? Is it okay for all? I hope this is clear. There is no iota of doubt in this part that magnetic field will be into the board for this case. Is it okay? Right? And you can also say that if dl is parallel to r vector, or dl is along r vector, then the magnetic field is simply equal to 0. Okay, so basically you have to just remember this part. It's a formula, it's just a basic formula, although the analysis of this formula is basically, when we are analyzing this formula for different current carrying elements, we already know the answer. Okay, so we can surely you know, remember those formula, they are a little bit more important than this one, because from those formula we are going to directly get the values of magnetic field. So this is the formula for total magnetic field, right? Anyways, let us go on to magnetic field due to straight current carrying wire. So let's see, bachcho, over here there is a current carrying wire in which current is flowing from bottom to top. So how will the magnetic field lie? How will the direction of magnetic field be coming? So we are going to use a right hand thumb rule. We are going to place a right hand thumb along the direction of current, and curl of right hand fingers is going to tell you the direction of magnetic field. So bachcho, over here we can say that if current is out of the board, we can represent it by a dot. I hope this is also fine. And if we are going to find the magnetic field at any point on the circle, we are going to get it by the curl of right hand, and the curl is going to be anti-clockwise. Please check, is it okay? Magnetic field at any point is in anti-clockwise direction over here. Please check. And what is the magnitude? If I take this distance as d, then magnetic field is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi d. This is also a formula that must be familiar to all. Is it okay? Is there any doubt in finding the direction of magnetic field over here? Is it fine? Fatafat, quickly tell me if there is any concern, then let me know. Otherwise, we'll just move ahead. I'll ask you some questions in that case. Please be very responsive, bachcho. I know that most of you must have had your lunch. Have you? Have you had your lunch? And then you are attending the classes. So basically, your tummy is quite full of everything, and then you might be feeling a little bit sleepy. But my energy would probably keep you waking up, right? No, that's good, because I don't like having lunch before the class. I usually have my meals after the class. Somehow it's me, right? So tell me, but if this is current I, and there's an infinite current carrying wire, and this is another current carrying wire having the same current I, what will be magnetic field at the midpoint? Suppose this distance is d, right? So what is the magnetic field at this point along with the direction? Please tell me. What is magnetic field at point P along with the direction? Quickly, without any error. Without any error, please try to give me the answer of this question. Don't be in a hurry, beta. STAD. Are you guys trying to catch a train? Don't be in a hurry. Harsh, beta, check again. And it's great if you can also give me your name along with your answer. And trust me, I won't mess it up. Okay? And I won't mock you or do anything such that you won't like it. I won't do anything like that. Okay, so you can also send me your names along with your answer. Don't worry about anything else, right? Sriram, Tanya, good job. Aditya, good job. Suraj. So yeah, Kuhak, right. So now you are giving me the right answer, and obviously the magnetic field is not going to be zero. If you put your right hand thumb, then magnetic field at point P is coming into the board. I hope this is clear to all. Over here, magnetic field is coming into the board, and for this wire as well, magnetic field is coming into the board, and therefore total magnetic field will be two times individual magnetic field is mu naught I by 2 pi d by 2. So that will give you the answer as mu naught, oh sorry, not d by 2, it is d only. And that will give you 2 times mu naught I by 2 pi d. I hope this is clear. Is it okay? Yeah. Good job. Another question, let me see if you can give me the answer quickly. I current, 2I current, and suppose you have to give me the magnetic field at this point. And this is D, this is D. So this is the first question, and the second question is, these are the two wires, right? And this is distance D. So you have to tell me these two sides are same. So you have to tell me the magnetic field at this point. Okay. Both the currents are I. Now, There are two questions. Let me see. I feel that the Janta is very knowledgeable over here. Let me see if you can get both the questions correct. Let me see. Let me see. And direction also, right? For first part, what will be the answer? B in first case out of the plane. Okay. So this for this wire it is into the board, and for this wire it is out of the board. That's nice. So we can say that for magnetic field at P, B2 for B2, this current carrying wire. So you have to put your thumb like this, and if you curl at point P, your fingers are coming out of the plane, right? So basically, we can say that B2 is coming out of the plane and B1 is into the board. So B2 minus B1 will be the answer. Please check if you are getting the same value, mu naught I upon 2 pi d, minus for B1 it will be mu naught I upon 2 pi into 2d. So that will give you the answer as mu naught I by pi d will take as common 1 minus 1 by 4. This will be 3 by 4 times mu naught I upon pi d. Please check. Is it fine? Is it okay? Please check. Is it clear? The first part, how many of you got the answer by yourself? Is it okay? Please check. If there is any doubt and if you feel that you didn't understand, don't ask me. Think yourself and try to understand how did you get the answer as the given form. Don't ask me. Okay. I'll repeat after 2 minutes. First, you keep thinking. Think about it. Don't be in a hurry. If you will be in a hurry and if I'll explain you everything, then what will you think? Okay. So try to think yourself because this is very straightforward here. And I just have to find resultant of two vectors. It's nothing more than that. And for those guys who are giving me 0 as the answer for second case, they should also keep thinking because 0 is not the correct answer for second part. So there are two infinite current carrying wires. One is into the board and one is out of the board. And you have to find the magnetic field at this point P. Second case, it's not an equilateral triangle. This angle is given as 90 degree. This is given as 90 degree. And these two sides are same. That is given. So this angle will be 45. Right? Isosceles triangle. Yes, you can say isosceles right angle triangle. Has everybody understood how this answer came out? Is there anybody who does not understand how this answer came out? Is it okay now? Please tell me. Bachcho, any doubt in this first part? Please let me know. Good job, good job, good job. Good job. SH, is it okay now? SH? Yes. Good job. Good. When you understand things by yourself, the feeling is so amazing, right? You feel so good that you are able to understand things. Now look at this question. This is very interesting question because if you put your right hand thumb into the board and then curl your right hand fingers, the curl at point P will be something like this. Please check. This is the first vector B1 and fortunately this angle is 90 degrees, so it will be perpendicular to this line. So B1 is like this. Please think. And for this dot bachcho, if you put your right hand thumb like this, then curl your fingers, then B2 will be something like this. Please check. Please check. Fortunately, B1 and B2 magnitudes are same. That is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi. Now this distance is D. And this is basically isosceles triangle. We can say that this is nothing but D by root 2. Please check. And net field will be equal to root 2 times either of B1 or B2. And that will be equal to mu naught I by pi d. Did anybody get the answer by yourself? By himself or herself? Did anybody get the correct answer by himself or herself? Because in दोनों का resultant बच्चों that will be downwards. This is the net field. This is the net field. Anybody? Good job, Kuhak. Think about it, bachcho. This is a wonderful question. It can appear even in mains and in advanced. There is no bifurcation as such, but you must all be able to solve it, right? Because we have now done it in class. This has to be an infinitely long wire. This cannot work for a finite wire, right? For finite wire, we are going to discuss another formula. So these are not charges, beta. These are current carrying wires. Yeah. Electric potential is a completely different thing, obviously. Okay, thanks, ST. So one more formula associated with straight wire, but that will be finite for us. So assume that the finite wire is subtending an angle alpha and beta at point P. It carries a current I. So shouldn't 2 be there? Which 2, beta? Which 2? No, we have to do a vector sum, right? Magnetic field is a vector, so we have to do a vector sum, not a scalar sum. Over here I have written magnitudes, but you can also put the vector symbol, not a problem, right? If I've just written B1, they represent the magnitude, otherwise we can find out the resultant, and because these two vectors are same, the resultant will bisect it, okay? Now, magnetic field due to straight current carrying wire, for point P, magnetic field is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d, where d is the perpendicular distance, sine alpha plus sine beta. Please check. Sine alpha plus sine beta. Now tell me the answers for these cases which I am drawing on the board. So this is a semi-infinite wire, bachcho, and at point P we have to find the magnetic field. Current carrying is I. The direction of magnetic field is similar to how we have discussed for the last time, for the earlier case. The same way we can find magnetic field at P over here. For finite wires, suppose this type of a diagram is there, in which you are given these two angles. This is suppose 30 and this is suppose 60. Then what will be the magnetic field? Over here we have to find the magnetic field. And also a third case which is very interesting. Tell me. Yeah, for the first case. Good job, Munat. Good job. Achha, mu naught. I thought your name mu naught. Okay. It happens, right? So, magnetic field at P. For the first case, obviously, bachcho, it's very easy. Alpha is 90 degree and beta is 0 degree. So, obviously, magnetic field at P will be mu naught I by, if you substitute the values, you will get the answer as 4 pi d. Right. And for the second case, you can say that alpha over here is 30 and beta is 60. So, you will get mu naught I by, I think, 8 pi d root 3 plus 1. Please check. For the third case, I am really interested that how many of you are able to get the answer by yourself. Let me see. Okay. TS, good job. Correct. RU, I think B by 2. You will get B by 2. 1 plus 1 upon root 3. Over here, what we can understand is that, bachcho, for the third case, alpha is obviously going to be 60, but beta is going to be minus 30. Think why. All of you must think. Give it a thought. I am great, bachcho. I am very good. I am doing really nice. I really feel happy when I am teaching you guys. So whenever I am on screen with you, I feel really awesome. Otherwise, also I'm pretty happy. Not to worry. So mu naught I by 8 pi d, and this will become root 3 minus 1. Please check. What about the direction of magnetic field? Direction of field in all cases will be into the board. This cross does not mean that answers are incorrect and we have solved them wrong. It's not like that. It just means that magnetic field is into the board. I have just taken 2. Beta, I have taken 2 because you will get root 3 by 2 plus half. And that is why I have taken 2 outside. Good job, Shreyas. Correct. Is it okay now, RJ? 8 pi d. The reason is that 2 comes out of inside the bracket and it comes along with, yeah. Yes, minus 30 because exactly minus 30 is because we have assumed beta to be, anti-clockwise for this formula. But here we have to go clockwise to reach the bottom part of this wire, and therefore beta over here will be minus 30. Okay, nice job, Krishna. Nice name. Huh? So is it okay? Any doubt? Anything else you want to ask in this part? Because then we'll be going to the other part of Biot-Savart law application, that is circular coils. Is it fine, bachcho? Correct? And then we will be solving some questions based on it. Good. So for circular current carrying wire, and it's a very standard formula, bachcho, all of you must be aware of. Into the board, if you have to find, we can do by origin shift. I'm not sure how do you want to shift the origin, because we are given so straightforward values and no need to do such a thing. I think so, because we are directly writing down the answer. How will it make any difference, right? I'll do that, DG. Just 1 second. I'll just write down the function over here. So n into mu naught I by 2r. But what you have to remember over here is that this is B for center only. And we cannot write this formula for any point on this circle. Obviously not. And n over here is the number of turns. N over here is the number of turns, right? For a circular loop on its axis, and I'm pretty certain that many of you might not be remembering this formula by heart. How many of you can tell the formula by themselves? How many of you remember the formula and remain very truthful? Okay, no need to give me, no need to just give me a random yes, and then you are not able to get the answer. Okay, so Tanya remembers it. Good job. Okay, so total magnetic field at this point due to this complete wire, worst formula in physics syllabus. I think so, yes. Mu naught I r square. I am with you, beta. AS. It is one of the worst, if not the worst. Mu naught I r square upon 2 r square plus x square की बात 3 by 2 into n, where n stands for number of turns. Any other formula which you guys can remember as the worst formula in physics? Any more applications for the worst formula in physics? This is one of the worst, but it's not even not the worst, I think. Any worst formula in physics which you always feel is obviously, sir, this has to be the worst formula. Any other candidates? Any other applications? Only one formula, right? You cannot give me a chapter name. Okay, potential. Yeah, I think so, yes. In gravitation and in electrostatic potential, the potential, gravitational potential. Physics is worst. I don't think so. Physics has to be one of the best subjects which you can always study, right? You will only appreciate physics when you start developing an interest in it, okay? So if you just assume that, okay, the formulas are so random and why is it so? Okay. Everything involving disk and sphere. So how many, I am so getting so many answers right now, so many responses. So सब लोग अंदर का जो है ना वो है फिजिक्स का हेट वो निकाल रहे हैं, राइट? टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी, हाँ थोड़ा बहुत, a little bit, not that much, a little bit, yes. But I would say one of the worst formulas might be in damping. I think if you actually remember the formula of damping, okay, I can surely bet that those are the worst formulas. But many of you might not be aware of the formulas of damping. So do attend the oscillations classes, okay? So just curl your right hand fingers and the thumb goes into the left. So the direction of magnetic field will be towards left throughout. If the current is like this, if the current is in opposite direction, then the magnetic field will be towards right. Okay. I think keep attending the dashboard. You will get all updates over there. Don't worry about it. So these are the two formulae. And for the last part of the previous questions that we have discussed, bachcho, I think one of you had a doubt. So in this part, bachcho, we just have to remember if alpha has to be clockwise, it will be taken as positive. Beta anti-clockwise is positive. Sorry. So for this part, we are taking alpha to be clockwise. So alpha is positive. But to find the bottom part of the same wire, we have to go clockwise instead of anti-clockwise, and that is why beta is negative. Okay, yeah. I love physics, but it hates me. This is nice. Kids right now are so smart. That is the beauty of online classes, right? You are able to share all your emotions with me, and I am also able to share most of my emotions with you, and that is why the communication is so beautiful in our class, which I sometimes I felt it was missing in offline. There also I had a very good bonding. It's not like that, but generally I find so amazing emotions being shared in online classes because you don't have to worry about any other response, right? Damping is very simple. Good job, beta. I wanted to hear it from somebody of you that damping is very simple. Okay, good. Now, let's quickly go on to the part of Ampere's law, and then we'll solve some questions based on it. Let us see what Ampere's law is. Line integral of B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I enclosed. This is important, bachcho. Please focus. This is quite important. This class is like offline. I hope that's a compliment. But I do try to make things a little bit more interesting for you guys because physics is actually a very lovely subject. You know, it's quite beautiful. Now, suppose if this is Ampere's loop, okay? This is the imperial loop, imperial loop. Imagine if you were born around 200-300 years ago, most of these things would not have been in your studies, right? So your life would be so comfortable. But on the other hand, I feel that if these things were not being taught out in those times, I would surely been missing on to something incredible things, right? Who would have known that light would behave both as a particle and as a wave? It depends on what the mood of light is at that time. Okay, so let's see bacho. So in this situation, when we have to use Ampere's law, we have to actually assume the direction of dl. This is very important, right? Nice one. So bacho, here if I have assumed dl to be anti-clockwise, suppose if I take dl to be anti-clockwise, then if you curl your right hand fingers in anti-clockwise direction, then the upward direction thumb would tell you that currents which are actually flowing across the loop in the upward direction are going to be taken as positive. So I enclosed over here will be I1 plus I3 minus I2. Please check. Is it okay, bachcho? I am pretty sure that you will get such a question in one of your exams. If not this year, then the next year or the year after that. A question like this, where there will be one imperial loop, right? And you will be given certain currents like this, and this will be the value of currents will be given as 6 ampere, 3 ampere, 2 ampere, and you would be asked, there will be one current which is flowing outside the loop as well, 2 ampere, and you will be asked that if dl is taken as clockwise, then what is the I enclosed? Please tell me, bachcho, without making any mistake, what is I enclosed over here? Don't make a mistake. Light's mood is like our mom. Amazing. Hats off. But mom is love, right? The only person on earth who can love you unconditional is your mother. You know that. You all know that, right? I hope I'm not saying something which you don't know. क्या बात है? I'm getting so many good answers. Let me see if they are correct. So into the board is positive. So 6 plus 8 minus 3. 6 plus 2 minus 3, that is equal to 5 ampere. Kya baat hai? Good job. So very easy. Obviously very easy, but for those who don't know what is the meaning of sense of taking dl, they won't be able to give the correct answer to this question so easily, right? They will be having to use that tukka wala trick, right? Akadam bakadam bombay bo type, any trick which you use for guessing, you must be using in Ampere's in such type of questions, right? What tricks do you usually use for playing guesses? What is your favorite letter? Do you use that, or there is some other dialogue? What type of tricks do you use for making guesses? Anybody? Because I want to know certain new tricks if you have. Because I usually use, okay, Om Namah Shivaya. Nice one. So I don't use any tricks. I don't use any tricks. Either I know or I don't know. I don't use any short tricks or something like that. Yinky, Pinky, Ponky. Ah, this is nice. Okay. Never use the same letter in a sequence three times. Now, this is superstition, right? But yeah, you are playing on the game of probability, and that's nice. Jai Shri Ram. Wow. So, for a current, infinite current carrying wire, beta, the previous one I think was pretty straightforward. If you just curl your right hand fingers along the direction of DL, so your thumb will be into the board. So the direction of thumb will give you the direction of positive current. So this you can remember forever, that curl your right hand fingers, right hand thumb rule. Direction of thumb gives direction of positive current. Yeah, Akadam Bakadam Bombay Bo, this dialogue is usually very old, right? You know, from my times, this is used. So right now also you're using that. It's very incredible to know. Anyway, so let us apply Ampere's law onto this current carrying wire, and we'll get the same answer. And I'm only going to derive this, then I'll quickly go on to the questions. But so if we have to again use Ampere's law, integral of B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I enclosed. Over here we can take dl to be anti-clockwise, so that I get the I as the positive current, right? Also, fortunately, I know that magnetic field is also along tangential direction, so that is why Ampere's law is used where there is symmetry. So when we will dot product B and dl, it will come out to be B dl cos 0. Integration is equal to mu naught into I. Magnetic field is constant everywhere because of symmetry. Integration of dl, that is equal to mu naught into I. So B comes out to be, bachcho, integration dl is 2 pi r, that is the circumference, and you will get the answer of B. Please check. Is it fine? Okay, so D, we have taken D as the radius, mu naught I by 2 pi d. Please check. Okay. Now, magnetic field due to solenoid, again a very simple formula. I would really appreciate if you all remember that on the axis of solenoid, magnetic field is basically, you know, curl your right hand fingers, again right hand thumb rule. Physics is such a simple subject that everywhere if you apply that right hand thumb rule, you will get the right answer. You don't have to worry about it. So just like the circular coil, we can apply right hand thumb rule over here. So you will get the direction of magnetic field, and that magnetic field is equal to mu naught Ni, right? So that is equal to mu naught into N upon L into I, where N is the number of turns, bachcho, don't forget it. Chota n is the number of turns per unit length. This is very important. Number of turns per unit length. I don't know why, but everybody keeps making mistakes on it. Per unit length. Please check. And obviously I is the current. Okay. I know that there is a Fleming's left hand rule, but I don't like left hand, so I don't use it. And amazingly, I don't use it. Direction here, just curl your right hand fingers, bachcho, along the sense of direction of current, and you will get direction of magnetic field by direction of thumb. Okay. So if the current is suppose flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, if I look like this and the current is flowing anti-clockwise direction, so you can curl your right hand fingers along the direction of current, then the direction of thumb would be towards right. Okay. We'll discuss about force. We'll discuss about force after solving a couple of questions, in fact 3 questions. Please start solving it. Arey, we'll discuss force after a couple of questions. In fact 3 questions. Please first get the answer of these questions without making any mistake. They are very easy, but bachcho, in the morning class there were at least 80% of students who got the answer of this first question incorrect, right? Helmholtz coil are basically nothing but two coils which are placed in close to each other, so that magnetic field between the region of coils is constant. So it's not a big deal. It's a easy concept. Don't worry. You basically focus right now. If you are focusing on this class, basically try to focus on the questions that we are doing now and discussion of all the important formulae that covers this part. Okay, please check. The ratio of magnetic fields due to wire at A and B. Bachcho, no silly mistake. Please make sure that there is no silly mistake. Okay, Shreyas, Khush, Shivansh have given the answer as D. D for Delhi. KP, VE. And you can also send me your names as well, right? I like names more than mnemonics because when I see RR, I remember of Rajasthan Royals, you know, and something like that for AB as well. When I see AB, then I recall AB de Villiers. So even though that is good for you, that I am comparing you with AB de Villiers, but it's not good for me because I am not able to know who it is. Good job. So Aditya Kunwar. अब देखो आरसीबी फैंस, बेटा आरसीबी हैज स्पेंट 30 crores on Maxwell and who else? Morris, I think. Who is there? So a a 2 second silence and lots of lol for RCB fans. Okay, yeah. Jamison, Jamison. Yeah. So, मतलब I cannot even imagine what will happen to RCB in the upcoming IPL. A 2 second silence for all the RCB fans. RCB fans are so passionate. I can totally understand, but nothing can happen if you keep selecting these kind of guys for how many crores of rupees. Let's see the formula for magnetic field, बच्चों. So magnetic field at the center of circle for corresponding angle theta subtended by the arc is basically, bachcho, we can apply the unitary method over here. We can say that if this is the current I and magnetic field is out of the board, then magnetic field is equal to either theta upon 2 pi into mu naught I by 2r, or we can say it can be theta in degree upon 360 degree mu naught I by 2r. I hope this is fine. So basically you have to use unitary method, that out of if we are taking angle as 360 degree, then the magnetic field is going to be mu naught I by 2r. So over here for A, let me see for A. Now mu naught will in fact cancel, but it's okay. I'm just writing it down for once. Current in A is 2. I won't convert centimeter into meter bit because that conversion factor will also cancel out upon 2 pi. Oh, sorry. Oh. So let me see. For A, how much angle is there? 90 degree they have removed. So we have 270 degree, which is 3/4 of 360, right? So 3/4 of mu naught I over here is 2 upon 2 into R is 2 divided by. Suppose for coil B, bachcho, coil B has 60 degree removed. So 5/6 of magnetic field mu naught I is 3 upon 2 times radius is 4. Please check if you understand this part. Mu naught upon 2 will get cancelled out. 2 over here will also get removed. So in numerator we only get 3 by 4. Over here we get 5 by 6. So we can write in this manner: 3 by 4, 6 by 5, and mu naught by 2 gets cancelled out. So we get 4 by 3. 4 gets cancelled out, 3 gets cancelled out, 6 by 5 is the correct answer. Please check. Option D. Yeah, maybe this year their luck turns. Bilkul. Let's hope for the best. Even I like RCB. It's not like that I don't like them, but I do question their decisions when they make such decisions. But what can be done, right? What can be done? So there is a long current carrying wire, bachcho, of uniform cross section area of radius A, right? And we have to find magnetic field ratio at A by 3 and 2A. So the thing is that, bachcho, I would really love if all of you can apply Ampere's law over here and get the answer. I don't want you to just apply that formula, and if you have just memorized it, try to write down one single line of Ampere's law, so that any such question you can actually apply and get the answer by yourself. Yes, CSK fans are also there. It's good. I hope they do well. They have taken a good couple of players, and I hope it works for them. Otherwise, their team was so poor. You can see everybody was so aged and all that. For the last IPL was pretty horrible. So let's see. I don't have any favorite teams. I don't even watch IPL. I just sometimes it does come in news or something, and then I just make sure that I've follow it. But otherwise, I don't have that kind of interest for IPL. For India, yes, if there is a cricket match going on between India, I do make sure that I know what is happening. I don't watch it because that's a sheer waste of time. But yeah, like the last India Australia Test series, it was so amazing. It was pretty amazing. Now, let's come back to our Ampere's law. So, for Ampere's law, bachcho, we have to find the magnetic field at A by 3. So, we'll draw Ampere's loop. And we know that we can assume, dl to be along tangent on this circle, chota circle. So, when we'll apply Ampere's law over here, bachcho, so line integral of B is equal to mu naught into I enclosed. So, what will be this line integral? B will anyways come out because B is constant everywhere on this circle, into 2 pi r. R is over here A by 3, which is given. I enclosed. Now I is nothing but bachcho J into area, right? So we will write J into pi into A by 3 ka square. Please check if it is okay. Second equation, magnetic field into 2 pi. Now for second case, bachcho, focus on the question, bachcho. Focus. The Ampere's loop will be like this. The radius of this loop is 2a. However, the current is flowing inside radius a only. So over here we will write 2 pi into 2a is equal to mu naught into j into pi into a square. Please check. Divide these two equations and probably you will get the correct answer. Please check. Do you understand what I did right now? Is there any doubt, bachcho? Please do check. Sir, what is the difference between this and previous? In this crash course, bachcho, we are going to revise most of the things which we will be discussing in the beginning. Okay. So basically, I am going to ensure that you don't forget the things which we have discussed, and the type of questions that we are going to discuss in this crash course is also quite similar to what is expected on the lines of what happened in Feb. Right? Obviously, Biot-Savart law will remain Biot-Savart law. I cannot change Ampere's law now, but the idea is that this crash course remains more focused on what is going to be asked in March and April attempt. Okay. So y area in second equation is a square. I didn't write square, it's a circle, right? Pi r square. It's pi r square, beta. J into area pi r square. So please divide these two. You will get b1 upon b2. And over here you will get 1 upon 6 is equal to mu naught j gets cancelled out, pi gets cancelled out, a square gets cancelled out. 1 upon 9, I hope. Then b1 upon b2 is nothing but 2 by 3. Let me see how many have got the correct answer in the first attempt. Okay, beta, DPP we will discuss in the next class. Don't worry. Try your best, and then we will discuss in the next class, because DPP is for after the class, not before the class or during the class. Okay. Current is distributed uniformly, so J is same. Yes, we are talking of the same current, right? So 2 by 3 answer is there, and many of you have given me the correct answer. That's good. Is there any doubt in this, beta? Quickly tell me. Some of you have given me the incorrect answer as well. Please check your mistake. Is it fine? Is there any doubt in this question? I hope not. Are you enjoying the class? Or are you feeling sleepy? I hope nobody is feeling sleepy now. Is it? Good. Next question. Let me see how many of you get the answer in the first attempt. Please try. Good. Thank you. So solve this question correctly, and even if you know the answer, if you have already solved the question in which has come just a couple of days back, a week back in fact. So even if you have solved the question and got the answer, still what you can do, bachcho, in this class, you have a notebook in front of you, so at least try to write down the equation of magnetic field by yourself. If you know the formula of magnetic field due to coil, you will basically be revising it again. So that is the idea. If you are going to do it again and again, you will have that cool memory inside you as well. You will feel that you are not able to forget things so easily. Okay. No need. You don't need to watch the previous crash course. If you want to, basically go through certain chapters quickly and before the actual class takes place, then you can do it. But otherwise, there is no need. There is no need as such. So, bachcho, please try to solve this question. There is a coil like this, and you have to find the ratio of magnetic field that it's in fact given. You have to find the radius of coil, and distances are also given. Please try. So we can say over here that magnetic field for point B1 is equal to mu naught into IR square upon 2R square plus X1 square की power 3 by 2, right? Please check. VE beta, check again. Check again. Worst formula. But if you remember the worst formula, see, that is the idea. If you feel that it's so bad a formula and still you remember it, then think how easy your life will be. You don't get scared by the worst thing that you do. I've seen such instances, where, you just need to have that kind of confidence within you that you can absorb anything that is thrown at you. I still remember of that innings of Pujara a month back where he took something like 9 blows on his body in that test match. I think at Sydney. Sydney, no, not Sydney, Brisbane. The last Gaba test match. He took some 9 blows on his body. I don't even imagine how these guys play and take these blows, because after one blow, I don't think their body will react anything apart from that ache. And he took 9 blows, 11 blows. Oh my god. It's a coil. So, beta, actually, it's a coil and you're thinking that maybe it's a solenoid. So, then you have to go through what the dimensions are given. So, it's given at a distance of this much from the coil. So, if that is a solenoid, then it does not make a lot of sense, because then it has infinite length. So, depending upon how the language is given, you do have to sometimes, form your analysis. I won't say that coil cannot be used for solenoid. It can be used. In fact, for inductor, it is usually used. But just make use of common sense. Okay. So, divide these two and let's see what we're getting. We get 8 is equal to mu naught I, R square gets cancelled out, 2 gets cancelled out. R square plus 0.2 square is 0.04 divided by R square plus 0.0025 की power 3 by 2. Now interestingly बच्चों 8 is nothing but 4 की power 3 by 2. So basically 3 by 2 power gets cancelled out. 4 is equal to this number. That will give us 4R square plus 0.01 is equal to R square plus 0.04. Therefore R square comes out to be 0.01 and therefore R is 0.1 meter. Please check. Option A is correct. Please check. I don't think so. Non-ideal solenoid. I don't think so. If you have to solve the question, yes, then you make the right assumptions. Okay. We will be discussing vernier caliper in physics and measurements beta. It will come, we will discuss that as well. Now let's come on to the force. For force, there is a simple formula, bachcho, if you recall. Q into E, Lorentz force, we said this as Lorentz force, plus Q into V cross B. So this is the Lorentz force. Now in absence, we can say if only magnetic field is present, if only magnetic field is present, then force due to magnetic field is equal to Q into V cross B. Now what all things can we get from this formula? We say that force is perpendicular to velocity over here, right? And power of this force will be 0. Power of force is 0, which implies no change in speed. Speed is constant. Amazing thing. Speed is constant. Velocity direction might keep on changing, but speed is constant, right? And what else can be concluded? You will get the complete PDF, so no need to write everything down. Just keep listening and then we will solve questions based on it. So, bachcho, over here, if velocity is perpendicular to magnetic field and then force is perpendicular to, basically force V and B all are perpendicular in that case, force V, B all are mutually perpendicular, then what is the shape of path? I think all of you must be able to tell me here, what is the shape of path in the situation when force, velocity and magnetic field all are mutually perpendicular? In what shape will the charge move? Quickly tell me, bachcho. Circular motion. Is it a uniform circular motion or a non-uniform circular motion? Fatafat. Quickly. Charge performs uniform circular motion. So let me give you a simple idea of it. This is velocity, right? Into the board is magnetic field, constant. So force will be, if this is a charge, magnetic field is constant. Usually you will see for high school physics, no, magnetic field is given as constant in such cases. So we are given constant magnetic field, don't worry about it. That is the usual convention that we take over here. Okay. B is constant as well, but nice job, right? Now, over here V cross B, if V cross B is basically thumb is coming towards Y axis, so V cross B is going to give you the direction of force, and basically force is going to be directed towards the center of circle. So the charge would probably move something like this. Okay, this is the circle in which it would move. This is the circle in which it would move. Okay, and radius of that circle is again a formula which everybody of you must be studying since class 10th, mv by qb. Okay, and time period is equal to 2 pi m by qb. I hope all are aware of this formula. There is no sense of forgetting these formulas. They are extremely important, extremely important, right? Okay, for V parallel to magnetic field, force is 0, right? And the third case for which helical motion is there, bachcho, helical motion, when will helical motion happen? When the velocity is like this, magnetic field is like this, okay, constant magnetic field, and angle between velocity and magnetic field is theta. So we can say that velocity has two components, v cos theta and v sin theta. So for component which is perpendicular to field, we will get a circle, and component which is parallel to field, that will basically keep this particle going in this direction. So the path would look something like this. Please check. Is it okay? And this is a helix, right? We can say this is a helix or a helical motion. For helix, we need to remember two things. Pitch. This is not cricket pitch, right? This is a pitch in which helix covers the distance, charge covers the distance, right? When it completes one circular motion, the corresponding distance covered along its axis. This is the axis of helix. So what will be pitch? Pitch will be equal to v cos theta into time period, and time period is basically nothing but 2 pi m by qb. Very easy. Radius of this helix, what will be radius? mv. What should I write in terms of v? Quickly tell me, bachcho. Very easy. It all must be a revision for you guys. What should I write in place of v? V cos theta, v sin theta, या v? What should I write over here for radius? Quickly. V sin theta. Excellent. Good job. Right? So all of you must remember this formula. Pretty straightforward. And these are the formulas in force on a charged particle in presence of only magnetic field. This is all you must remember. In case of both electric and magnetic field, for what you are going to expect in mains, you must remember, and this is again very important, that suppose charge goes and there is an electric field which is along y, then what will be magnetic field? Find magnetic field and its direction if charge moves undeviated. If it does not deviate from this path, right? If it does not deviate from its path, charge continues to go towards right, then what is the direction and magnitude of magnetic field? Quickly tell me, bachcho. I hope some of you must be able to tell me the correct answer in the first attempt. Please tell me. Coming out of the page, magnetic field, okay, V cross B, parallel to the direction of charge, okay, upward into the plane. So basically you can also use these terminologies. This is X, so this is representing I cap. This is Y, so this is representing the J cap, and out of board is representing K cap. Okay, so you can use it if you want, but you need to tell me the exact direction. I have got the correct answer in front of me. A couple of you have given me the answer correct, but most of you are still giving me the wrong answer. Is it K cap or minus K cap? Okay, let me say that it's actually either of K cap or minus K cap. So magnetic field basically is going to be such that it opposes electric field force. This is electric field force QE. So magnetic field force must be opposing electric field force, and this must be equal to QE, right? So bachcho, if this is velocity V, and I have to get magnetic field such that V cross B, so my thumb should be downward. So obviously V cross B in that magnetic field has to come out of board. So magnetic field is bachcho definitely B naught K cap. Now what is B naught? Let me equate this with QV B naught, which will give me B naught as E naught divided by V. Please check. Is it okay? So direction has to be along K cap, and B naught is this magnitude. You can also actually get the answer by using cross product. Okay, you can say that, acha sir, V cross B should be along minus J cap, right? Bilkul. So V is along I cap. So what should be B? If I take B as K cap, then I will get minus J cap. That is also one way of getting the answer. Instead, if you want something else apart from the right hand thumb rule, you can also use this. Okay, fine. Any doubt? Anything else? Is it okay? Clear? Ting, 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 ting. Good. Now force. Now there are certain formulas which are associated with force on a current carrying conductor. So force is equal to I into integration of I into dl cross b, right? I into dl cross b. Now if magnetic field is constant, then force is equal to I into L vector cross B vector. And if L vector is perpendicular to B vector, then force comes out to be magnitude equal to BIL, which is a very popular formula, very popular. BIL. And we used to say Bill like that when we used to study. So this is a very popular formula, just like QVB. Like that, BIL is also very popular formula, but when it occurs only when magnetic field is constant and length is perpendicular to field. Now what is length over here? If this is the wire bachcho for which you have to find the magnetic force, then for constant magnetic field you can define L vector like this. This is L vector. Okay. So tell me, if this is the current carrying wire bachcho and there is a magnetic field into the board, constant magnetic field, what is the total force experienced by this wire? Tell me, what is the total force experienced by this wire? Anybody? Quickly. What is the total force experienced by this wire? Lovely answer, 0. I think 0 has to be the correct answer, bachcho, because if you start at a point and then you end at a point, so your L vector will basically become 0 because you have to connect the starting and end points when you are getting the constant magnetic field. Next question in this, what is the tension in this wire? Will the tension be 0? If this is a wire and it is being asked what is the net force on this wire, then the answer is 0. Correct. Will the tension in the wire be 0? Answer in yes or no. What do you think? Okay, so tension is not 0. Good job. So bachcho, this is one of the questions of your DPP. You have to find me the tension of this wire and we will discuss it tomorrow. Okay, so do that for sure. And tension is not equal to 0. Force is 0. Net force is 0. This is the net force. But still tension inside the wire is not 0. Okay. So this is one of the questions of your today's DPP. Please solve that. One more question. Let me check whether you can give me the answer of this question as well. So this angle is 60. This is 60. So this becomes an equilateral triangle and this is AAA. Magnetic field which is given as B naught K cap. Find, and this is current I, right? Find net force on this wire. Quickly, find net force on this wire. Infinite is not correct for tension. That will be a finite tension, but do try and get the answer by tomorrow. We'll discuss it before starting dual nature. Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job, Rohan. Along with direction as well. Along with direction as well. Direction as well. So, बच्चों, force is I into L cross B. Why L cross B? Because magnetic field is constant. So, I can simply cross length. Length is what? Now, this is, बच्चों, length vector. Just focus. This is length vector. So, length vector can be written as 2a I cap cross B naught k cap. So, your answer comes out to be B naught 2 B naught IA. Now, I cross k is बच्चों minus j. Please check. Is it okay? Good. So, basically, you can use this formula also to get the answer of force. You can use your normal conventions of I cross j is what, I cross k is what, all that, right? I hope it is clear. Any doubt? Anything? Fine. Magnetic force between two parallel current carrying wires. Bachcho, it is the most easy part of this chapter, right? You all must be very aware of this formula. And we define force per unit length. Force per unit length because these are of infinite lengths. And what is the answer? BIL we can use. So mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi d. Please check. Is it fine? CBSE question, right? You get this question for 2 marks in your school exams, and maybe you can also define 1 ampere by using this force. Is it so? I think it's a very popular question in school exams. Magnetic moment for current carrying loop. Now this is again a simple formula. Magnetic moment is equal to NIA, right? N over here is the number of turns. I is the current in that loop, and A is the area vector, right? Area vector. Now again, bachcho, logically, area vector, which hand do you have to use? Right hand. Fix है physics मतलब right hand. So right hand, if you curl your fingers, you will get the thumb into the board, and just that will give you the direction of area vector. So area vector is into the board. And what will be the magnitude of area? That will be so easy, right? Pi r square. So not to worry about the magnitude. Only the direction is important. That will again give you by the curl of your right hand along the direction of current. Why is this important? Why is this term important? Because it gives us the formula of torque. And this is the last thing that we are going to discuss. Then we are going to questions. M cross B, right? This is the formula for torque. Just remember it. And there are certain things which are important, and we are going to we have actually discussed something more associated with this torque for advanced level questions. But for mains, I think this formula is enough. You just have to remember this and apply if you are given any questions based on it. And this is magnetic field. Okay. Yeah, you can use then m into b sine theta and all that. It's fine. But just remember this part. Okay. Now start solving questions based on it. Let us see. Again, potential energy also you will get by relating it with dipole. Like P dot E, you will get minus M dot B. So that is fine. Not a problem. See, there are many things you can add on to this. But what I have told you in the beginning, we are going to focus more on what type of questions are coming in your exam, and from our expectations, what we would like you guys to remember. So just focus on that, because see, we can discuss n number of things in this chapter where n is actually tending to infinity, right? We can keep on discussing more and more things, but that should be very relevant for your mains and March and April attempt. So that is the focus for us. So please solve these questions, and we'll make sure that whatever we are telling you, you are not going to forget it. That is our agenda for this crash course. Okay. Quickly, JEE Mains 2017 question, negative test charge. Negative word. Oh my god. Negative. ये negative word, as and when you see negative, you should feel something in your heart going on, right? Your mind should start working on it, that negative word has to be taken into account. So option C is incorrect, and option D, beta, that is also incorrect. You are Will 19 chapters be enough for much? I would say that these 19 chapters would probably clear your cutoff, right? But in order to get more marks and get a good rank, you will obviously need to study others as well. But what we are going to do is that we want to make sure that you are able to score majority of the marks of these 19 chapters. Okay. Now we are getting the proper answers. So this is a infinite current carrying wire, and there is a charge which experiences a force parallel to the direction of current. This is the force. Now magnetic field बच्चों is into the board, and it is basically asking what is the motion of charge. So we have to find the velocity vector, right? Now obviously बच्चों either velocity vector will be towards right or towards left, because you see magnetic field is already into the board, and the third possible direction which is left for mutually perpendicular directions is x. So if we assume the velocity to be towards left, I'm just assuming, then v cross b comes down, and negative of v cross b comes up. So force is q into v cross b, and because this q is negative, so minus of v cross b, that will be the direction. Okay. And over here as well, the when we are saying that direction of force is given by v cross b, okay, direction is given by this, it is only for positive charge. So for here, when the charge is negative, obviously we have to be very careful, and therefore correct answer is option B for Bombay. Please check. Is it okay? It's okay, GM. You can go through the recorded lessons. But many of you made the mistake in this question. Please check. Okay, I'll do this one more time, and we can use this formula only. So force is equal to बच्चों negative of v cross b, right? Now understand, force is along j cap. Okay, it is given, है ना? And velocity we have to find out. Magnetic field is along into the board, that is into the board is minus k cap. So what should be v over here? If I take v as I cap, I won't get j cap, I will get minus j cap. So we have to place v as minus I cap. You can check yourself now. Okay, I cross k will give you minus j, and minus of minus j will give you plus j. Is it okay? Is it fine? Is it fine now, बच्चों? Right? Good. Next question. Good. Next question. Oh my god, this is of this year exam only. 3 particles. These particles, they create a havoc in our life, especially physics. Those people who like physics but don't like chemistry, they create a havoc in our life, because I hate deuteron, I hate deuterium and something like that, tritium and all that, right? I like only proton, electron and neutron. Any other isotope, isotone, I really don't like, because they expect everything. They expect the physics guys to remember everything, whereas I really don't like when these guys don't give the mass numbers and the atomic numbers in the questions itself. Beta GM, it's just a formula based question. Force is q into v cross b, and you are given q as negative. Okay, and the force, it is given that force is parallel to current, it is given. So this is nothing but j cap. Velocity, this we have to find. Magnetic field is into the board, minus k cap. So either you have I cap over here or minus I cap. You can put both the options and check which is giving you j cap. Please check. Now 3 particles proton mass is m, charge is q. Deuteron, mass is 2m, charge is q. And alpha, mass is 4m, charge is 2q. Right? Having equal momentum, my god, m into v1 is equal to 2m into v2 is equal to 4m into v3. Don't ask me v1 is to v2 is to v3 how to calculate. Okay? Please don't ask that question. I really hope that this much maths has to be done by yourself, right? Can everybody get that value by yourself if you can understand what I've written over here? Is it okay? V1 is to V2 is to V3. So for sure these two options are going to be one of the correct, right? Ninth class question. Good job. Good job. Ninth class question it is. And then we have to find force ratio. So we are basically wanting to get the ratio of Q1 V1B is to Q2 V2B is to Q3 V3B. B gets cancelled out. Now charge into mass. Bachcho, over here I'll get Qm. Charge into velocity I have to do, not mass. Charge into velocity. So Q into velocity is basically 4. Q2 is Q into velocity is 2. Q3. Q3 is 2Q and velocity is 1. So 2 is to 1 is to 1. This is the ratio of force. Arey yaar, once again, in what part, beta? What part? What part you could not understand? Oh my god. Epic. 4 is to 2 is to 1 you could not understand. From this equation to this equation. Okay, let me see if I can simplify this for you. V1 is to 2V2. Sorry, V1 equal to 2V2. V1 equal to 2V2 equal to 4V3, right? Is equal to K. Let us assume that this is equal to K. So V1 is equal to K. V2 is equal to K by 2. And V3 is equal to K by 4. Can you take the ratio now? Is it okay now? 1 is to 1 by 2 is to 1 by 4. K gets cancelled out and you can say that it is 4 is to 2 is to 1. I like it. This is such a cool calculation, but you must have solved such type of things in your 7th, 8th, 9th classes. I can't remember the masses and charges of these particles. SH, I can resonate with your feeling. Even I cannot. But when these guys ask such questions, you have to make sure that you have to remember some of the masses and charges of at least some idea of that will be helpful. Deuteron means 2, right? And charge means obviously corresponding to what hydrogen has. Next, I can totally understand. Even I find it so tricky. What was the manner in which I remembered isotopes? What are isotopes? Anybody? What are isotopes? Which have same what? Atomic number or mass number on neutrons? I will tell you a trick which I used when I was in 12th. And you might probably laugh कि सर आप कैसी बातें कर रहे हो? What type of? How can anybody remember? But I actually used that. Isotope has P in it. So I used to remember that P stands for same proton. Same proton means same atomic number. Right? So this was the manner in which I used to remember, and this is perfectly fine. From that I got more than 90% marks in JEE Advanced. So you can understand that there is no absolute greatness in using such kind of silly tricks to remember certain things. In Doppler effect, the formula of Doppler, that frequency, apparent frequency, I used to remember that that ratio is there in which observer velocity comes in numerator and source velocity comes in denominator. So I used to think that okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, so O comes before S. So O will come in numerator and S will come in denominator. I actually used this logic to understand, that source velocity comes in numerator and source velocity comes in denominator and observer velocity comes in numerator. So these kind of silly tricks you can obviously use to remember formulae, not a big deal. Okay. Next. Yes, even I am using the same trick. Wow, that's nice. Good job, good job. So bachcho, this question is so similar to what we have discussed today, and electron keeps moving along the x direction. So what does it tell me? That uh, electric field is pointing towards y. So this is q into e. So magnetic field force has to be downward. So qvb is equal to qe. This is something which you already used, and b is equal to e bata v. Now, how many of you observed that there is a centimeter in the value of electric field? How many of you observed that there is a centimeter in the question? Many few of you must have observed, not many of you must have observed. So this is 300 into 10 की power 2 divided by, and in Hindi I would say that teacher के सामने झूठ मत बोलना. Don't tell me something wrong in front of me. Okay, so whenever I ask, be very genuine. See, I am so very genuine with you. I tell you that these things I don't like and these things I like, so I expect the same from you guys as well. So no need to tell me anything extraordinarily different. So either of B and C will be the answer. And now you have to make sure, you have to understand where will magnetic field direction will be. So if velocity is towards right, bachcho, V cross B, now this is an electron, so we have to be very careful. So V cross B has to be up. V cross B has to be up. So magnetic field is into the board, right? Then V cross B will be up and QVB will be down. So magnetic field into the board matlab plus Z or minus Z? It will be minus Z, and therefore the option will be option B. Please check. But how can you make such mistakes here? Still, many of you are giving me the answer as C. Please check. Huh? Please check. Please check. Please check. This is an electron, negative charge. Electron. Are you able to understand what is happening? Bachcho, into the board will be minus Z, right? This is X, this is Y, and into the board will be minus Z. If you want to also think in that manner, that Q into V cross B, we want sir to be minus J, right? This direction has to be minus J. Now Q is already negative, so this negative gets cancelled out. V cross B has to be along J. V cross B has to be along J. So V cross B has to be along J. We have to find out V is along I cap. So B has to be along minus K. If you put I cross K, that will give you minus J, right? So I cross minus K will give you J. Come on, yaar. Don't make such mistakes. Next, fatafat, quickly. Next question. Helical path. Beam of protons with a given speed enters a uniform field at angle 60 degree with magnetic field. Pitch. This angle is 60. In pitch, we know that we have to take the component of velocity along magnetic field. I'm not solving it. I want you guys to solve it and get the answer and get the correct answer. Yeah, beta RK, try again, because I have explained it a couple of times and even more, right? Please check again. They are not asking the direction. They have given the direction of electric field and it is passing and deviated. So magnetic field force has to come along minus J, right? And that is the electron. So V cross B has to come along plus J. And V is towards positive X, right? V is towards positive X. So this will become, bachcho, V divided by 2 into 2 pi m by QB. 2 gets cancelled out. Now if I observe that mass of proton, oh my god, so cute numbers are given, 1.67, 1.61, I'll take them to be same for sure. Electric force is, oh yes. Yes. Now it is correct. Good job. My mistake, my bad. What happens over here? QE, I have taken the direction of QE to be incorrect. Bachcho, let's see again. This is electron. Very nice. So electric field is along Y. So obviously QE, that is E into E will be downwards, and QVB has to be upwards. Great job. So now we get the answer as the magnitude remains same. Magnitude of B is equal to E by V. That will give you 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. And the magnetic field over here will be out of board. Correct, you are correct now. And it will give you option C. Right? So trust your instinct, but don't make a mistake, because E into E will also have that charge factor involved in it. So you have to remember that QE will also depend on the charge. So you just have to be very careful over here. Correct, correct, correct. So that makes it option C. Is it okay now? Please check. So force due to magnetic field is equal to Q into V cross B, and force has to be along J cap. Q is negative, V is along I cap, and therefore B has to be K cap to make it J cap. Fine, good job. Correct. Let's go on to pitch now, bachcho. So in pitch, the mass to charge ratio can approximately be taken with a factor of 1. Mass to charge ratio can approximately be taken as 1 and into 10 to the power minus 8. Apart from that, bachcho, magnetic field is close to 3, I think. Yeah, the factor is 3. Pi also has a factor as 3. So we can think here velocity is given as 4, speed matlab, and therefore the answer has to have a factor of 4. Right? We won't solve it even further. We know that the closest possible answer has to be option C. Correct? Any doubt in this? Good. Next. Please check. Next question is based on torque. A rectangular coil having 100 turns is placed in the XZ plane. So XZ plane, bachcho, is like this. I will only be able to see one segment of this coil over here, and the magnetic moment will be along y-axis. Please check. Pitch depends on the velocity which is parallel to field. Okay, the velocity along field into the time period, that will give you pitch. If you rotate this coil by 45 degree, the coil would look something like this, and the magnetic moment vector, bachcho, will shift by 45 degree and would look like this. And now it is asking what is the torque. So magnetic field is along x-axis and torque is m cross b. So torque magnitude, bachcho, is equal to mb sine theta. Theta is 45 degree. Magnetic moment is NIA, 100 turns. NI area is 12.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 into magnetic field is 1. Sine 45 degree, bachcho, approximately you can take 0.7. 12 into 0.7, again the factor is close to 1 but less than 1, right? 13 7 is 91. So 12.5 into 7, that will give you less than 1 factor. And number of turns you are getting as 100. So the answer will be a little less than 3. The factor has to be less than 3. So the only possible option over here is A. Are you getting, bachcho, how I am getting the answers very quickly? What type of tricks I am using so that I don't have to solve everything out? Is it fine? Does it make sense? Please check. Please check, please check. Next, and the last question of today. The trick is only that, bachcho, when I observed the options are close to each other, but what I've seen is that n has a factor of 3. So the remaining two terms, 12.5 into 0.7 approximately, that will be less than 1, right? 13 7 is 91, right? So 12.5 into 7 will be less than 100, less than 1 effectively. So therefore we can say that overall this number has to be less than 3. The factor has to be less than 3. The 10 key powers I'm not really concerned about because they will automatically get, over themselves, whatever will happen. But the answer has to have a factor which is less than 3. So when I look at options, the factor which is less than 3 is only 1. And therefore, I say that is the possible answer of this question, right? Now, but this is the last question and very amazing question as well. This is the outside coil, solenoid coil. This is the inner coil, right? This is the inner coil. And bacho, over here we can say that, force F1 is on the inner solenoid, force F2 is on the outer. So for outer solenoid, we can say the force is 0, right? And for the inner solenoid, bacho, for inner solenoid, if I look from one of the sides, I would say that if this is the coil, the magnetic field on this part is basically, into the board. Current is suppose flowing clockwise, then I cross B, the force actually, bachcho, will come over here, but then the forces will all be radially outward. And overall, bachcho, the forces will be cancelling themselves out. And over here, the force will also come out to be 0. So actually, the correct answer of this is option D. It is quite similar to what we had discussed, when there was a coil and there is some magnetic field. So even though forces are there, the tension will be there. Over here as well, the tension will be there. But the net force on the coil will be 0. Okay, bachcho? So I hope you enjoyed the class today, bachcho. We tried to discuss many things which can appear in your mains paper in March and also in April. So bachcho, we have completed the tenure of today's class and we'll be meeting tomorrow. We will be meeting tomorrow and we'll be discussing bachcho dual nature of radiation and matter. So at 9 in the morning we'll be discussing dual nature in Hindi and in English at 1 p.m. So bachcho, please keep attending the classes. And thank you TS, thanks beta, thank you for all your lovely messages, really appreciate. Thank you. You can send me your names as well, and I'll say bye bye to you. I like taking names of my students. So thanks AS, thanks PR, RCB forever, thanks ST. Tomorrow is my birthday. Oh my god, so happy birthday in advance. Even my birthday is coming. It's going to be an incredible day, no doubt. Thanks Rohan, bye Vyomshesh, bye Ansreen, bye Prince, bye Tanya. Bilkul. Tomorrow we will discuss dual nature and we'll have a lovely, enjoyable day as well. Okay, बच्चों, thanks a lot. मिलते हैं फिर. All the very best to all of you. Bye bye, Rutvik. Bye, Shivansh. Bye, Shreyash. Thanks, Asar. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bye, Balu. Bye, Ansreen. I hope I pronunciated your name correctly. Bye. So bye बच्चों, मिलते हैं कल. Let's meet and rock and roll tomorrow. Take care all of you. Remain happy, remain motivated, remain excited. Keep working hard, have faith and keep dreaming. Bye bachcho, take care, all the best. Bye bye.
For detailed videos, daily practice problems and live chat, visit academy.amazon.in or download the app.